Dawn and Rocco wanted to buy a house in the hills outside Barcelona.
It's going to be very stylish, very jet set, very cool.
But they didn't have any money.
I've got 3 credit cards, can't get any money on any of them.
So Dawn had to take a job as a waitress.
Nothing, it's fine, great.
While Rocco was called back to London.
It's rock and roll, isn't it? Yeah.
By his old bandmate, Nick.
I can't let him down, Dawn. He's my best friend.
Okay, you can let me down.
So when Dawn received some good news,
Got the mortgage, we're rolling.
Rocco wasn't around to share it. And they missed their deadline to buy the house.
It's not like they couldn't have done this before. All of a sudden now it's urgent because Rocco's in Spain.
But when Rocco finally returned, he had a surprise in store.
We've lost the house, Rocco. What the hell are we even doing here?
We haven't.
Yeah, we have.
I spoke to Albert, and we're going to the notary tomorrow morning to sign the papers for the house.
Well done, you stupid jerk.
The moment none of us ever thought would happen. Dawn and Rocco are actually about to buy this house in the hills outside Barcelona. Finally, they have their deposit money and they have their mortgage. And just to make sure there are no last-minute hitches, they're frog-marched to the notary by their estate agents, their mortgage broker and their lawyer.
Here we go.
Escape, we can do it. Then escape.
They've remortgaged their London flat, sold their possessions and driven everyone around them to distraction. But at last, it's all been worth it.
There we go.
We are the proud owners of 21 Sorry Road, San Feliu del Rocco, Castello de Valles. We've got the house!
It's difficult to tell who's more relieved, Dawn and Rocco
Finally!
or their estate agents. Anthony, the boss, suddenly looks years younger.
So what's the plan now, Rocco?
We're going to go and get completely hit.
And then we're going for a party at our house. And they're all coming. They're all coming for our party this afternoon.
Well, actually, they're not. Because all of a sudden, they all remember they have urgent appointments elsewhere. So, later that afternoon, Dawn and Rocco have stocked up with all the party essentials, and the only thing they're missing is guests.
Vecina!
Or maybe not.
Tu vivas aquí? Ma nouveau casa aquí. Sí. Canadiense et Angleterre a su casa? Sí? Pull over. Sí. Sí. Oh, look, they're decorators. Yeah. Our first 2 friends. Open our gates to our house. Yeah. Welcome, monsieur. This is the weirdest feeling in the world. Wow, look at our trees.
Oh, no.
We own this house.
It has to be said that Dawn has worked hard for this moment.
Perfect.
And for once, Rocco seems to be sharing her enthusiasm.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Rocco! We got a house! Yeah!
It's time to celebrate. And in true rock and roll style, they immediately start to trash the place. And this'll be their 2 new friends.
Hola. Hey, ¿cómo estás? Bien. The
Spanish are a warm and hospitable people, but their idea of a party would normally involve guests.
Sante.
Saluda.
Quanta Costa.
It's also a slight conversation killer that Dawn and Rocco don't speak any Spanish.
Libre?
Libre?
Pero libre? Libre?
They're not going to understand you.
So it's not long before their 2 new friends decide to beat a speedy retreat.
Yeah.
Well, at least Dawn and Rocco won't have to share their alcohol anymore.
Wow.
The following morning, they wake late.
Dawn? You make a cup of tea?
I don't have any tea.
And it's a bit of a toss-up as to who's come off worse, them or the house.
Where is that coming from?
Actually, I'd rather not think, but certainly the toilet's been out of action for a while. An hour later, and Rocco's feeling a lot better.
Rob, do you have the car keys?
Oh, rehydrate. I know.
But Dawn is now late for work at the bar down in Barcelona.
Yes. Clean up. Get the stove working if you can.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling. Love you.
So it'll be Rocco's job to sort out the house. Up to now, Dawn and Rocco's biggest challenge has been to buy this place. And it's clear that Rocco, at least, has never given a moment's thought as to what it would be like to live in it. Just making a cup of tea this morning looks like testing Rocco's practical skill to the limit.
Buggery should you get out?
Neither of them have ever lived in the country before, and they're obviously used to having all their utilities on tap.
Careful. Put the fag out, Rocco.
Oh. That's a recipe for blowing yourself up, isn't it? I don't know, let's get it off. Let me just pull it off. No, there's not even like a little... Ah, there you go. That's it. How about that? Easy peasy. Right, let's see if we can change it.
Now, what Rocco has forgotten, of course, is that Dawn has taken the hire car.
Bugger.
Not that he'd have any idea where to change his canister, even if she hadn't. Down in Barcelona, Dawn has just come to an important decision about her job.
Oh my goodness. It's nerve-wracking part. I gotta quit. I have to tell Robbie I quit. I can't do, this house and a job at the same time. And it's just nerve-wracking. Because they've been so good, they've been so good to me.
This is going to be a building site anyway. What's the point in clearing up?
A lack of tea seems to have put Rocco in a rather ratty mood.
That'll do.
And his clear-up technique is a bit half-hearted. Not so much rubbish removal as redistribution.
Like that. There we go. That's better already.
Robbie!
Don.
Just the person I need to talk to.
Talk to me.
Love you. It's been great. Love the place. But, I got the house.
Oh, cool.
And I'm starting the business, and, I think I have to quit.
Okay. That's fine, Don. That's great. Congratulations getting the house.
I need to concentrate on the
That's
house.
cool, Dawn.
However we do this kind of business thing, I don't really know, but we're gonna try it, and please don't be mad at me.
To be honest with you, Don, I didn't see you working here in the long term anyway, because you've got other things going on. But you're still on my
trying.
payroll, so get your culo back into work.
Tonight's my last night, by the way.
Well, you're still on the payroll. So
All right.
And funnily enough, Rocco has also decided to quit his job. Dawn and Rocco plan to refurbish their house.
That's clever. Oh, I like that.
They want to turn it into a chic, upmarket retreat for discerning clients with money to burn. So they've arranged a meeting today with one of Barcelona's coolest designers, Christian Alfaro.
Hello! Hi! Hi again!
Oh, me parece la casa Está muy bien.
What did he say? He likes the house. You do? You do?
Well, that's good news. But now Christian needs time to soak up the aura of the place.
Lo que claro, hay cosas que no me coinciden, pero por ejemplo tienes cosas, una que otra cosa mona.
So, what's the verdict?
I like the house. I hate though. I hate the decoration.
Having got that off his chest, Christian shows Dawn and Rocco some examples of his work.
Oh, wow.
And this beach bar in Mallorca has caught their eye.
Yeah, that's what we want for like a games, a pool room on the...
Eso lo quieren cerca de la piscina, ¿qué quieres?
Un espacio de chill out.
Okay.
Chill out.
Just chill out.
Chill out.
Bar así extendido.
Room, buddy.
Wow.
You got the bar.
Are you planning to play music in that bar?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, Rocco and Christian are definitely on the same wavelength. But he's certainly not going to come cheap.
Yeah, actually, I'll show you the...
So next up is Anthony, a local architect who Rocco hopes will give them a rough idea of Spanish building prices.
Do you think this wall would be the most expensive thing to do?
Yes.
Any rough idea how much it would cost just this wall, just to take this wall out?
2,000.
2,000.
It's not expensive.
It's not crazy. No, it's not crazy. If we could open all this here.
With money, all is possible.
Yeah, it's possible, isn't it? Yeah, once you've got the money, it's possible.
Of course, the problem is that they don't have any money. But that doesn't seem to have restricted Rocco's vision.
So take all this out, and this would become a living room. And then here, we would extend glass all the way along here. And here, glass here.
Also.
And here, these would be another terrace, like a wooden, like decking maybe, you know, wooden deck. And again, how much rough, approximate?
30,000 euros.
Yeah. I know. 30 grand. That's,
Muchos dineros.
yeah.
By the time Rocco's finished, they're going to need to spend a minimum of 80,000 euros, which leaves them a bit short. Around 79,000 to be precise.
I don't like to be brought down to reality. I'm having fun. I love this place. I love our ideas. And I don't want somebody to tell me that I can't do it.
We knew we didn't have the money to do this.
We
knew
just
that.
didn't want to think about it.
No.
But if Dawn and Rocco are ever going to turn this house into a successful business, they're going to have to think about it. And think fast.
We are the proud owners of 21 Solly Road, San Felipe del Rocco.
Dawn and Rocco finally bought their house near Barcelona. And Rocco's got big plans for refurbishment.
If we could open all this here.
With money, all is possible.
Yeah, it's possible, isn't it? Yeah, once you've got the money, it's possible.
But therein lies the problem.
We knew we didn't have the money to do this.
We just didn't want to think about it.
No.
So, in order to generate some income, they've now returned to London to rent out Rocco's flat.
Here, Ross, just put it under here.
All right.
No, just...
And after an exhaustive spring clean, they're ready for their first prospective tenant.
You got a light?
don't smoke, Rock.
Why not?
Because she might be a non-smoker. She might not want to
Who
stay
cares
in
if she's a
smoking.
non-smoker? I'm not going to... I mean, this is our house.
Yeah,
it's not
but
our
it could
house.
be hers.
I hope you're a smoker, because I've no non-smokers to rent this flat. I'm Rocco.
Rocco?
Hi, Daphne. Hey, this is Dawn.
Hiya.
By any standards, Rocco looks like being an unusual landlord.
Welcome to our abode. This is kind of the main room, and all the furniture comes with it.
Also, I mean, if you've got your own stuff that you want to bring in...
It's not for me, it's for my brother-in-law.
OK.
Yeah.
Should we show you around the rest of the
Yes,
place?
please.
It's a bathroom.
Needs modernising.
Yeah. It's just a water closet.
What is that? Oh, what with the, oh, I see, you've got
It's just the old boiler. Oh, it's all right. Don't worry. To be honest with you, this is just like a really awful 80s conversion.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's a brilliant place, Rocco.
It's not. It's terrible. It's rubbish.
As ever, Rocco's sales patter is even more off the wall than his pictures.
I think the first thing one looks at when you go to rent is the state of the kitchen. And this kitchen is very old.
This is how we specifically did it. So it's not outdated.
It actually needs ripping out and renewing.
Rocco, of course, is firmly on Daphne's side.
And it's also £350 a week.
£350 a week.
Yeah.
That seems a lot of money.
Yeah. What it is in this area, if it is that nice, it would be even more than £350 a week.
Really? That's
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
It's not for my brother.
No.
So it's time for prospective tenant number 2.
Yeah, I'm Rocco.
Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Mike,
See ya.
I knew it was Mike.
I'll leave the door open, it's fine. Yeah. Are you looking for a furnished place, or...?
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's your taste, but it's like old 50s rosewood.
Yeah,
That's
all right.
Mike doesn't seem to be quite so fussy, but there's a good reason for that.
We might be starting a band, so we might be rehearsing in the living room. Looks big enough.
What, as a band setup?
Yeah.
What, with drums?
Yeah, do you reckon?
I mean, I'm fine, because I won't be living here. So, yeah, do it, but you'll probably get, murders from the neighbours. You know.
Actually, the neighbours downstairs aren't that bad.
There's only 2 bedrooms, but I mean, we can fit 2 beds in one of them, maybe 2 doubles if you're lucky. It looks like we're going to have about 5 of us staying.
Okay.
I mean, you don't mind on it?
No, I mean, personally, as long as you pay me, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just pay me the money, I'm fine, yeah.
Where will you be? Will you be like...
Barcelona.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
They're going to be in Spain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Perfect.
So, rather bizarrely, everyone seems to be happy.
Right.
All right, Mike, well, look, nice to meet you.
And you.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll see you again.
Excellent.
Yeah, in court, I should imagine.
Oh, wicked.
The fact that they're not going to be here is added bonus, really. I mean, they're not going to be hassling us.
The only thing I'm worried about is, yes, 5 men, and the neighbours.
We're not going to go out to break things, but things break when you're drunk.
It's fine.
Okay, so that's okay. Rock and roll.
So, with an entire rock band moving in at the end of the week, Rocco clears the flat of his most treasured possessions and packs them off to Spain. He and Dawn will follow on tomorrow. So that night, they throw a farewell party for their closest friends and give the neighbours a taste of what's to come.
Say what? That peach thing. Have a good job, Jane.
The following morning, and although Rocco and Dawn are supposed to be leaving to catch their ferry in 20 minutes, there have been a few problems since we last saw them.
There was a big Barney in the middle of the night, and Dawn tried to drive the truck away, and everything was all on the back of the truck, and I begged her not to do that, and
What was I supposed to do when I was kicked out of my house?
yeah,
When Rocco was the when Rocco was the drunk one,
yeah.
and I didn't want Rocco sleeping in my bed, obviously, so I told him to get out and sleep somewhere else, and then he told me to get out. So I had to leave.
Yeah.
Jerk.
He was being a bit of a knob.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nick, his best friend, for acknowledging that. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We had a great road trip planned. And, 3 days down to Spain. Am I supposed to drive the whole distance myself? Well, he sits annoyingly in the seat next door, either sleeping or being drunk. Is that fair?
So, a reluctant Nick is press-ganged into helping load up the truck.
Okay, lift.
And several hundredweight of luggage later, Dawn has come to a major decision.
No, I am 100%. There is no way that Rocco is getting in that vehicle with me today. No way. No way. He can find his own way to Spain.
Rocco, of course, is totally oblivious to all the trouble he's in.
How do I put these so they don't fall off?
You got to put all of it on first, and then you got
Okay,
to
it's
wrap
all
the
on.
tarp over it.
There is no tarp.
There is no tarp.
Oh, it's in here.
You need a tarp.
I'm glad you're not my boyfriend as well, but
So am
thank
I.
you for helping me.
Well, he may not be her boyfriend, but right now Nick is the only friend she's got.
Huh?
You don't need all this.
Nick, just put it over top.
Nick presumably has roadies to deal with this kind of thing, and Dawn has, well, other talents.
It seems a bit too big to me.
Well, what do we do?
So offhand, it would be difficult to imagine two people less well suited to this task.
There, we'll just go like that, and then tie it.
That's all covered in knots.
Come on, Nick! You have to help me, because I don't know how to do this.
I think this is how you do it.
Nick, I'm going to do this side.
What we've got here is an excess tarpaulin situation. This ain't working at all.
Yeah, it is, Nick.
This is rubbish.
No, Nick, it's totally fine.
Don't need to go over like that.
Oh, okay.
Sort of thing.
Okay. Nick, am I an idiot?
Yes, Dawn.
Seriously, I mean, Rocco's hard enough as a boyfriend, and I'm going into business with him.
Yeah.
Am I a total, complete, absolute idiot?
Well, you know, it takes two to tango.
Well, I only see one tangoing here.
Yeah.
So, almost an hour later, and Dawn is late for her ferry, Nick's at the end of his tether, and Rocco, well, obviously Rocco's still asleep.
Do me a favor and give that to Rocco. He might need it one of these
What's that,
days.
the passport?
Yeah. Okay, I'm off.
Oh, look. It looks like a terrorist.
So, the trip that was to mark the start of their new life together in Spain is now to be made by Dawn alone.
Dawn, are you absolutely sure you want to do this? What happens when the anger evaporates out of you just about junction 6 of the M25? Will you turn around and go and get him?
I don't want to miss my ferry. Barcelona, here I come.
Much to Nick's relief and our surprise, Dawn hits the road.
I'll be Thelma and Louise without the, Louise.
In the next episode, Rocco has a rude awakening.
She's gone. She's scarpered, mate.
Dawn is beginning to feel sorry for herself.
I was really looking forward to this road trip.
Rocco tries a bit of sweet talking.
Right. I'm sorry.
But this time, his lady's not for turning.
For great tips and guides on how to buy your dream place abroad, visit channel4.com/4homes. Next tonight, someone needs to get their walking shoes on in Big Brother.